with all this we're talking about with mental health and stuff like that, I want, this is kind of like my soundboard. I realize sometimes I don't really open up a lot, but I realized something this week that like I need to go back to therapy.
Oh man, yeah, I don't stop.
I think
that's my soundboard.
And the thing is that I think I had always been therapy guy. Like I'd always been the person that had been going.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I think after last year I dealt with like so much stuff. Last year was a hard year, and then like this year has been pretty crazy. I was just like therapied out. I was like, I feel like I'm always the guy that's always going and always being the person saying it'll help. And I was like, I got skeptical and cynical about it.
Yeah.
And like, it's been hard for me to kind of like pick up the phone or like pick up the app and be like, schedule myself to go see something. And like, it's been real hard for me to kind of like, to do that and kind of admit that like, I'm not like mentally all there right now. Not like I'm crazy. Not like I'm Carlee Russell. No. But I'm not like, I got moods, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not as like, I haven't been like as present and like go get, like there's certain stuff I would have been taken care of, like, and I'll just be candid, like we were supposed to have a TikTok, and I was supposed to have did that, but I've been like way too depressed to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been way too like kind of in my own head to do that shit. And usually I would have, y'all know me, like I would have just, you know what I'm saying? It would have just happened. You know what I mean? And that's like unlike me to do so. And like my wife came to me and she was like, let's talk. And I said, oh fuck. I was like, what did I do wrong? But no, but it was real. And I want to shout out to her and you know, and give her like all the shout outs in the world, because she had recognized that I needed that help. And I think that like, you know, I just want to say that. I don't want to say it on public. I was like, I should say it on B-sides. But I was like, I want to say it on public because there might be a lot of people
everybody needs to hear this.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of people that probably want to know about it, or like they might not know that I'm going through that shit or whatever, but like.
And and honestly, I'm glad you said it on public, because, you know, we're your brothers. Yeah. And we're here for you. And I think what you said is exactly it. Like, you know, therapy isn't something that we should be afraid of or are shy about. Like, I just literally had this conversation with one of my best friends this morning off the plane. He's like, yo, I'm starting back therapy next week, couples therapy and just solo therapy by myself. And I think us, especially as Black men, we have this like facade that we have to live by and be stronger than, and like, it's not necessary. Yeah. We need to have that safe space where we can just say what's on our mind, the crazy thoughts, and it's not even crazy. It's just the thoughts that are in our head. I think these are two situations we just spoke about, Carlee Russell and Keke Palmer, where a therapist hearing these things early on could have absolutely helped and changed the whole course of these things. So like, don't ever feel shy about it. Don't ever feel like it's less than. I think, you know, and I think one thing that we tend to do as Black men is like, we do it for a few months and we're like, oh, I feel better, I'm here. And it's like,
then you stop it. Yeah,
it's like, nah, it's always it's an ongoing thing. Yeah. You can't give it up. It's like exercise. Yeah. You exercise, you get your six pack, you can lose it.
And I think that's why I felt like I'm mentally fit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm good. Like I can handle what's going on, learning how to be a husband. I can learn about, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of it is like, none of my friends are like married. You know what I'm saying? No, so like
that's a big part of it. I think I tell people this all the time. Like three of my best friends, you included, honestly, at this point, like are my inspiration for marriage. I didn't grow up seeing marriage. Sure. My parents weren't married. My mom was divorced, got remarried, divorced again, remarried. So I've never seen a healthy relationship up close. I think the closest has been my grandmother and my grandfather, who were, you know, 80 years old. It's like I see that, I'm like, oh, like duh. Yeah. But I've never seen it up close. I've never seen love in its purest form right in front of me. I've never seen the ups and downs of that until my friends got married. And my friends got married fairly young. I think you might have been the oldest of my friends recently to get married, and like even you're not old. It's just like I love that this new generation is embracing marriage, and I love that we're figuring it out in our way.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like I was like, I'm gonna do it all on my own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, it's like I'm gonna be greatest husband, provider, every friend, brother. We could do Black Print, we could do A Show, we could do all, you know what I'm saying? I could do all of these things and I can handle it. And it's like I can't. You know what I mean? And I think coming up, you know, having her say that, and really like, cause she's been asking me for a while, and I'm be like, I put it to the back burner because I feel like, again, it's like I'm looking at like shit ain't work, and my thing was like it didn't work because bad things were still happening, and I think that's what made me so cynical. And it was like I just given up on the idea of going there ever again, because I was like, well, if I go again, I'll be fine for 3 months, and then something bad will happen, and I'm gonna have to go back again. And I was like, let me just figure it out on my own. Where it's like I'm still having mad anxiety. I'm still feeling like literally like I go to work anxious, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so much shit that I'm going through at work, and there's so much stuff I'm going through at home, and it's like I need I need a soundboard, and I think like it was a lot for me today, because I knew that I wanted to speak on this, and I want to speak to you guys about it and bring it up to you guys, because like y'all don't know, and like it's hard for me a lot of times. Like I brought up an incident that happened to me like a week and a half ago, you know what I'm saying? That's on my mind still too, where it's like a lot of gnarly shit happens, you know what I mean? And I'm always the person that's pushing through. You know what I mean? And I can't be that. You know what I mean? And it's hard because I feel like a lot of people look up to me to always have the answer.
No, that's real. And I think, my little bit of advice that you could take from this too is just that, like, you can tell this shit to stop. Like, that's one thing that I always hold true to myself. I'm not a surgeon. I'm not a firefighter. I'm not a cop. My work isn't that important. Like, just straight up. Like, I love my work. I love what I do. It's important in fulfilling the things that I need to go on with life. But I know I'm not saving no lives with this. So, like, these deadlines that we have are low-key imaginary. And, like, I deal with it. My job could be high stress sometimes. And then I've seen situations where things didn't pan out exactly how they're supposed to be. And you look up and you're talking to your bosses and leadership, and they're like, all right, on to the next. And it's like, damn, if y'all thought about it like this, if I knew this a week ago, I wouldn't have been stressing like this all week to come to this. So you just got to understand that. And you just got to understand that, like I said earlier, like, you can stop this shit. Like, yo, I'm not well right now. I need this to slow down. I need someone to step in and help take this load off my shoulders. And, like, I think now, in this day and age, a lot more corporations and companies are more receptive to that. I think this is something that's talked about a lot more. And, like, even where I work at, they have, like, you can take a leave for a few months if you need to. Something like that. So it's like, it's definitely something that's just more tolerated. And, we're here for you, man. Like, me and Mark, I will absolutely say that. Like, if you ever just need to talk, if you ever just need someone to listen, if you ever just need to hug, like, literally, we're here.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm thank you, guys. Thanks to the listeners as well. You know what I mean? If anybody's kind of going through that same thing, again, like, I feel you. I'm on that same length. I'm going to call this week. I'm going to go back to therapy. I think I absolutely need it. I think that, just certain things that, like I mentioned, are just not me. You know what I mean? I'm used to being a certain way, and no one knows me better than my significant other knows me. And I think that was like the wake up call. It was like just seeing how she said it. You know what I mean? And it was genuinely concerning. And not that I'm like doing wild shit. It's just the look on my face. You know what I mean? Like, I'm smiling and laughing with you guys, like, because like you guys are like, you brighten up my day. I
love shout out to her for recognizing that and helping you kind of get to that point, because I think that's the tough part for a lot of men. It's like sometimes they don't have anyone around them to recognize that and I didn't think I love them. I
didn't think I was that type of guy. I'm a real emotional guy. Like, I'm really open with my emotions, but I felt I was like, damn, I really am repressing. I am really going into myself and like not speaking about what's going on with me. And there's a lot of things I haven't reconciled. Like, some things that, you already know a lot of the stuff that's going on. And there's a lot of things about that I haven't reconciled, because again, I think I brought this up last year too. Like, I want to be strong for other people instead of myself. And then you kind of see what happens when that, the outcome of that, when that happens is not good mental health. And so, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And it's going to be that first step for me to go back. I haven't been back in maybe 4 years. So, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to find the time to do that, because you know what? I'm going to make time to do that, because that, me being the best version of me is what I came out here for. And I want to make sure I'm the best version of me for myself, and that will reflect on, what you guys hear and what you guys see for me. So thank you guys for listening for that.
No, absolutely. The positive thing is you're far ahead of a lot of people as far as even just going and trusting a third party in being able to speak on these types of things. I personally have not found that comfort yet. I have one of my best friends and my sister as well that have went to therapy and have said lots of positive things about it and have encouraged me to do so as well. But I'm just not there mentally yet to trust a third party in a lot of the things that I consider very important and things that I want to do in my life. Usually I find more comfort in talking about those types of things with my family. And that is a pretty big, not necessarily an asterisk, but it's not, you're not going to get the most neutral answer or the most leveled answer when you are speaking to literally the people that created you. So I would assume that there's a lot of people that also feel that way as far as trying to build that trust and comfort and rapport with somebody, especially finding somebody that actually feels like it's a good conversation with them. So it's a working process in all aspects of it.
Oh yeah, it's going to be hard to find a good therapist, especially out here. There's like thousands of them.
No, I mean, and even to your point, I think that's the hard part sometimes is that, like, I feel like we feel the most comfortable with our family and people we're close to, but then we also don't want to tell them the darkest parts of ourselves. Yeah. And that's the push and pull. And like, that's why I appreciate therapy so much. Cause like, you don't know me besides, not even besides what I tell you, but you're not someone who can judge me in that way. So I enjoy going there and saying the wildest shit that I've thought this week. Like I'll be writing it down in my phone. Like, yo, I gotta say this to this lady when I speak to her. Like, and that helps me lighten my load. It's like, yo, when I have these crazy thoughts or when I'm like, it could be the wildest shit. Like, and I'm just like, yo, I know I can say this to this person. They're not going to judge me. They're actually going to give me some good advice to think through it. And it's not even like they're giving me advice like, do this. They're just like, why are you thinking like this? Yeah. Where is this coming from? Yeah. And that helps you unravel kind of like that knot of tension inside yourself. And, one thing I've learned through my therapy journey is that like it all starts from childhood. Yeah, absolutely. All this is just the little boy inside of us acting out and trying to find his flow. And, you got to feed that inner child and you got to really nurture that inner child besides feed it. And, I hear you, man. I get it with just, how fast paced we live. Even
it's hard to slow down.
Yeah, it's hard to slow down. It's hard. Like, I personally, it's funny. We've been recording every week with the AMP show, and then we're coming back and doing the show. Like, I feel like we've been recording a lot in between all the work we've been doing. Yeah, like just outside of this, and I'm like, dog, like this shit is a lot. Like, it is. But it's crazy though. It's like it's what I want to do for my future, so I get it, and that's why I come here and do it. And I really enjoy talking to you guys. Like, I really enjoy that part of it. But yeah, man, it's like it can get a lot. So like, we here, bro. If you ever need anything, like,
I love doing. Let me just be clear. I don't get anxiety doing this. You know what I'm saying?
No, me neither. But it's just
y'all are my family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Josh mentioned, like it's tough to like to talk to your family about that shit. I feel the same way when I got to tell y'all about it. You know what I'm saying? Because like y'all are my family. You know what I mean? And in a lot of ways, like y'all show up for me in like ways that I could never imagine. So it's funny to me, and I know it sounds preposterous to my friends to be like, you're afraid to tell us anything? We tell you every fucking thing. And I'm like, hell yeah. Like it's still hard to do so. But it's stuff that, you know what I mean? That I just want to be like the strongest version of myself to everybody. And it's like, I can't really do that. I just got to be honest. And I want to be honest and truthful to our listeners too, because they come on this journey. I know a lot of people listen to this that know me personally or they've gotten to know us, you know what I'm saying, through the show. And I want to let people know they're not alone. You know what I mean? I think that's, we bullshit and we chat and stuff like that. And, I just wanted to bring that up today, as we talked about mental health and people going through things. Cause like Josh said, that could have helped, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those people, and seeing that I'm looking at it like, fuck, I don't want to go missing.
Yeah. You don't want to Carlee Russell yourself, man. I don't want to do that. I've 1,000% appreciate you coming here and giving us that story. Cause like it's needed. Yeah, it's needed for like I'm glad for our listeners, like people I know, people people Mark know, they're out there. They need this message, and I'm glad that you were brave enough to expound on that on this platform. Yeah,
and I want to give a special shout out to our guy Robbie too. Yes, that's another thing that kind of sparked really a lot of more emotion, in me to make this decision to do that. He's going through some really crazy stuff right now. We love you, Robbie, regardless of anything, you know what I'm saying? Bad, good, in between. Love you to death. And we got you with whatever. So if you know Robbie, you know, send him some love. Hit him up on Twitter at Robbie Rav. You know what I mean? Like, give him all the love in the world.